Welcome to another episode of the Cannabis Coffee Crew, where the coffee is strong, the cannabis is smooth, and the conversations are out of this world.
Boom squad in the house. I lower the boom when I do the cipher dance. But that's just Aggie Bass as I romance the blast. I take puffs on stuff, rough enough to give a buzz to my guns, even though we don't touch the stuff. See this blood in my front, some say my stink. But yo, the stuff helps me think, helps me think, helps me. I'm a boom smoke.
Hey everyone, this is Pandar wishing you another happy Friday. Today we have myself, Nuke, Folterung, Itsu, Sincere, and a special guest, Water Dragon. Volt, how you feeling today?
Pretty good. I I think we need to just maybe purchase a few more of the THC pins. I still have the grape pie hook. But yeah, no, I mean I feel pretty good. We had a nice gaming weekend. I'm still like partially brain hungover from that. My brain is a little shot. But let's check in and see how Itsu's doing. What's up, man?
Man, what's good? I'm chilling. Um, not smoking on nothing. I'm not drinking on anything either, other than some water I've been drinking for the past like 2 weeks.
Trying to get
Don't be a
healthy, huh?
square.
Yeah, trying to get healthy now. All about that health swag. Newt, man, how you doing?
I'm doing alright, dude. I'm smoking on this little. It's kind of AO, but it's called a Pixie Pod, and
Yeah,
it's Godfather OG, and it tastes like butt, but it does its thing.
taste like butt.
Oh yeah, it's nasty, bro.
Just don't eat it like groceries, that's all I'm saying.
Oh my goodness, Sincere, how you doing today?
Hey guys, happy Friday. I'm hanging in here. I'm working on some paintings today, paying these bills and getting ready for the holidays. Water Dragon, how's your day starting off?
Off pretty slow, not too bad. Can't complain.
Smoking on
You
anything this morning?
Sadly, no. I am currently in the military, so I cannot be smoking. But I
Nope, he
might
just
be
sniffs
grabbing.
Sharpies.
No, I don't.
Sniff glue.
I ain't sniffing
Awesome.
no sharpies.
One mention of, man, Sharpies smell kind of good, you know? And then that was just, what are you doing, sniffing
I'd be like,
Sharpies?
yo, great. Come on to the show, and
Y'all
now
continue.
this is what every listener is gonna think of me. I'm just the
It's
average
funny.
sharpie sniffer.
Righty, man. Well, I'm doing good today as well. Like Folt said, we're still smoking on the same shit, but if it works, it works. You ain't gotta mess up something that's working.
Amen.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Facts. But for now, let's get started in our smoke sesh. Let's just bullshit
Can I
and
talk
smoke.
about the fact that I'm not a big fan of that phrase. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I know he despises it because his logical brain is like, but there could be a better way.
It's not so much about the better way. Just because something's not broke, don't fix it, doesn't mean you shouldn't maintain it and care for it. And like try to see if there's more efficient approaches to accomplishing the similar task.
But
I think
does
there's
upgrade
always
have the same meaning?
does what?
Upgrade and fix have the same meaning? Because fix to me is like repairing something that's not efficient. But
That
if you're just adding to it, then you're really not fixing it, you're just enhancing it.
Yeah, but if you're optimizing it, then you're touching it. And if it ain't broke, what they're saying is don't touch it, is essentially what it means. But
Right.
I've had a lot of, like, that's always been pushback. I've gone to higher ups and I'm like, look, we could do this, we could do this. Like, I wrote this software that can streamline imaging hard drives. You can do 10 at a time. And they're like, whatever. You sure it's going to work? And like, just constantly gave me shit for trying to be a good employee because this was in like a military environment. There were contractors for the military, but I got a lot of pushback because no one wants anything to ever change. And like, so I guess I just maybe had a bad experience when it comes to that saying, but I
Yeah.
genuinely don't I don't know. I don't like it. It feels like it's a way of giving up. Feels like it's another phrase to feed into complacency. And I firmly believe that complacency is one stage before death. So
I mean, I get that. And no, that's a very true statement for him because when we first met, one of his goals, he kept telling me, "I'm gonna make six figures. That's all. That's my goal. I want to make six figures." And before he was 30, he was making six figures, and I'm sitting here going, "Babe, you made that was your life goal. Like that was your dream. That's what we had talked about. Why aren't you more happy?" And he's like, "Because I can get more. I can go for more." And it changed my viewpoint on achieving a goal and just again, yeah, being complacent. Like, oh yeah, we got there, but there's more.
always more. Always more to be done. You always have more opportunity within yourself to reach higher places in your own personal life. I don't know. I just think we should always be actively pursuing our passions, trying to make things better. Anywho, whatever. Enough of the
Philosophical dropping.
philosophical, like, I don't know what you want to call it, but
Mind dump.
yeah, yeah. It's just that phrase has always rubbed me wrong because it's always been used towards me in an essence of like, well, don't waste your time with this because whatever. I'm just like, why? Why? There's
But
better ways.
why?
But why? But
But
why?
why?
But wow.
Dude, the hip hop, what is it? Hip hop hippo or something? Hip hop hippopotamus
Hippopotamus?
Hip hop?
song.
Hip hop anonymous?
And they're like, did Steve tell you that perchance? What? Why?
Oh,
Why?
Steve.
It's so funny. We need to clip that and like make it a soundboard.
No,
That'd
I
be funny.
remembered someone. It was one time in when we were playing in Old Farts. One of the first times we were in one of the big group things, and actually, I think it was around when we met Water. But someone named Steve kept playing with us, and everyone just kept going, "Oh, Steve!" And I just kept that song just kept replaying in my
Yeah.
head, and it was like, "Oh, Steve."
Yep. You still playing Rockets, Nuke?
Who?
You? You still playing Rockets?
What?
Are you still playing Rocket
When?
League?
Who?
Where?
What?
Why?
Why?
But
But why?
why?
He was asking
uh,
you if you were playing Rockets still, Nuke.
who was?
Kevin.
Who?
Okay, you owl.
Bruh.
Ooh, ooh.
Lieutenant Dan. Sorry, I just had a notification pop up and it was someone named Lieutenant Dan.
And from that day on, if I was
You
going
could
anywhere,
you could see your face light up if it was coming through.
Yeah,
I
no.
was running.
Run in.
And I ran, and I ran, and I ran.
Mama always said
Life was like a box of chocolates.
life was like a box of shit.
You never know what you're gonna get.
Hey, that
True.
rhymes.
It could be
I-
wet.
I guess
It could be
chocolate.
Why
soft.
did you guys saying that remind me? I don't even remember what the movie was called, but it was
Forrest Gump.
no, it was an Adam Sandler movie
Oof.
where like
Adam Sandler.
where, I think it was Adam Sandler where he was
Shampoo
just
is
talking about
better.
like
No, conditioner is better.
No, shampoo is
I don't
better. It cleans the hair.
know.
Shampoo is better. Keeps you silky.
What the
Ooh,
fuck?
What
No,
is
you were
going
supposed to
on?
say conditioner.
that's what I meant. Silky
No,
and smooth.
it was I don't know. It's
My
a
bad.
movie where I know there's one line in there like where he says something about I think is it Waterboy
Mama,
actually.
mama, mama, mama said the
Mama Boy
Maybe.
was.
Abdullah oblongata.
Uh,
He says something about like an alligator is cranky because he has all those teeth but no
Yes.
Yes.
toothbrush.
Yeah,
When
that's
you
water
guys
boy.
were saying the talking about Forrest Gump there, I randomly thought of that movie and
I
that
mean, that movie is
specific
great.
line.
You'll hear some of those quotes from us too.
I know,
Mama
but I
says
don't
it's
know
because
why
they got
my
all them
brain
teeth
for
and
some
no
reason
toothbrush.
I don't
And
know why
that's
my
when he
brain
was
associated Forrest Gump with Waterboy.
I don't know, but that's
the
funny.
You know
oblongata.
what? I
Isn't that
might
when he
watch
gets mad at the
Waterboy
teacher or
tonight.
whatever? Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But
might
that's
watch
because the
Waterboy
teacher's an
tonight.
asshole, doesn't he? He's like, "Well, your mama's stupid" or something, and he gets mad at him. Yeah,
Yeah.
fair, fair. I don't know. So as funny as Waterboy is, people out in Louisiana that actually like have a little bit less they have a lot more experience in the woods, but maybe a little less formal education. I don't know. People go missing quite
Yeah, you don't
frequently
fuck
in
with
that
them.
area.
You don't fuck with the bayou.
Nah.
You go missing in the bayou.
Or they just put a football helmet on and hit you
Go
as hard
missing
as
by you.
Could you
Mama
imagine you're in
said.
the bayou and you're like afraid of crocodiles and shit, and somebody just out the blue comes and spears you in full football gear? Like,
That's for mama. And you're just like, what the fuck?
nah, I wish they would make some more like funny movies. Because a lot of his newer stuff has been like with Drew Barrymore, and it's a little more like it's still comedy,
Serious.
but it's like a
Yeah.
romantic comedy. Or yeah,
Or
like
yeah, no, the
Or
like
like you
most
have
recent
that
ones are
one
with
where he's
Jennifer
like the pawn
Aniston.
shop
What? I'm
owner.
sorry.
Something with diamonds.
I don't know about that one. That one's not striking my brain. And I feel like we've
I just want
watched
another
all of
one
them.
like Grandma's Boy,
I want another
Water
Billy
Boy,
Madison. That's
Billy
one of my
Madison.
favorites.
Yeah, but something like that where it's
Stop
just
looking at me, Schwan.
uh, I don't know. He's probably just past that point. Like he's just
Big
getting
Daddy was
older.
hilarious.
Yeah, man. But that's what I'm saying. Like he has
I can
like a
wipe my
solid
own
repertoire
ass.
of really funny movies that I feel like they were really successful.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't
Bro,
know.
Big Daddy taught me how to play the game I Win. The card game the kid plays called I Win. Yeah. I took that shit to heart and I was like, I win.
Bet.
Yeah, facts.
You're a winner.
Yeah.
I
All I
wipe
do
my
is win,
own
win, win.
ass. I wipe my own ass.
Yep.
I wonder what that kid's doing now.
That's so that kid went on to they're twins actually. They're
Yeah,
the Sweet
Sweet
Life
Life
of
of
Zach
Zach
and
and Cody.
Cody.
Oh, that's them?
That's
Yeah.
Oh,
them.
okay.
And then
Unfortunate.
now,
So they're pretty successful
yeah,
because
they went
they
into movies even after
I said
Disney.
unfortunate just because of the whole Disney stigma around like stars growing up and all the pressure they're under and
Oh
and
yeah.
Oh yeah.
all the things that come out later.
They're
Half of them
actually
have now been raped by Diddy, but okay.
yeah, they're actually not like mainstream actors. Like they're still doing big parts, but they actually keep to themselves more than the others do.
Right.
The Sprouse twins.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Dylan
I
and
couldn't remember their actual names.
I think it'd
Dylan
be
and something.
you know how fun it was
Yeah.
for those kids to say I can wipe my own ass.
Bro,
They were
yes.
like, yes. Say ass. I'm just saying, I'd rather be in like Happy Madison films as a kid than like grow up as a Disney kid. Although they kind of got both.
Yeah, they did. They got
I'd
it
be
both.
interested to hear their opinion as they get older on the
What
role
happened?
of or roles. I don't know if they took turns swapping in and out of for Big Daddy or if just one of them.
They took turns.
Okay.
And that's what a lot of kid actors are. Some of the bigger ones you find out are a set of twins.
How many how many times do you think those children tried to get people on bicycles with sticks or rollerblades with sticks afterwards after that movie?
Okay, Sprouse twins, we need you to somehow hear this podcast and fill us in on how many times after the recording of Big Daddy did you try to throw a stick on a bike path?
Or under somebody rollerblading. Yeah.
Or how many times you took Microsoft down 2% in the grocery store?
By slamming the cans on the ground. It's funny. That's not even a thing. Was that
Like,
a thing?
I don't know.
Did they
I
give you a
have no
discount for, like, tinted cans back in the day? Because since that movie and since I've been in they don't do that.
no.
I go in there, I see cans all jacked up, and I'm just like, "Nah, let me get the
I think
regular
you have
can."
to ask them for it.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
Imma try it next time I'm ever in a store.
You're gonna
No,
dip the
you're
can
not, because 'cause you'll be over there slamming them on the ground. I know you. I know you.
I'll slam it on the ground and then be like, "Hooters, Hooters, Hooters."
What?
The scene from Big
What?
Daddy.
Hooters, Hooters, Hooters. I was not expecting that.
Speaking of, what's happening to the Hooters restaurant? Is it dying?
Um, I mean, last that I've seen is it's not that it's dying,
I mean, it should
it's
because it's terrible. The food is awful.
I actually like Hooters or okay, I used to like Hooters food. I haven't been
Well,
in, like, a year.
it
Uh,
was a thing for us when we were broke. Like, Applebee's was, like, our
uh,
anniversary shit, but Applebee's is okay.
Bro,
They have
you had
some
a
things
2
that
for
are
20,
okay.
let's go.
Right, and then, like, let's be real, we went there for the cost. Same with Hooters, because Hooters every Wednesday would do the Wings Day deals, where you could get the curly fries and, like, 10 wings
For 10
for
bucks.
well, no, I thought it was cheaper than that. Maybe
Uh,
10. But and then we'd get cheese sauce, and we would split fries, and then we'd eat wings because she liked a different flavor of wing. But that became like a ritual.
yeah.
So for us, Hooters is more of nostalgia, going and sitting down and eating and
And them
enjoying some
buffalo
peace.
shrimpies
okay.
are good.
Yeah.
I like the buffalo shrimpies.
Just kind of think of those like stories where it's the person who has plenty of money and they're just like, you know what I eat every day? A fucking bologna sandwich, a fried bologna sandwich, because it's inexpensive and it's my favorite fucking staple to eat. Kind of the same idea as that, right?
I do like a good fried bologna sandwich.
Yeah.
I like fried bologna.
But there are certainly staples you would continue to eat that are fairly inexpensive that you found and you like now. If you
Yeah.
were to make it big and be very successful, have lots of money, you would still go back and enjoy those things.
I don't care how much
Hmm.
money we got.
Mhm.
Imma pop open a pack of ramen real quick.
Yeah.
Potted meat.
Oh God.
Get out of here with spam.
Blech.
No, not spam.
I don't. I cannot eat spam unless I'm out in like the field for like a military training. That's the only
Like
time I've ever been able to eat it.
it's actual potted meat. It's like ground up and you spread it.
Well, we still bring out like an electric skillet to actually cook it and stuff.
Oh
Otherwise,
no.
I cannot eat it raw.
Yeah. That's definitely spam. I'm talking about like potted meat that's like ground up and you spread it and everything else.
Mm-mm.
I was getting hungry till I went down this path.
Are you talking about, like, shredded meat?
No, it's not
I'd
shredded.
rather
It's
eat tree
ground
bark.
up like ground meat. Real fine though, not as
See,
noodly
I
as
know I got
ground
a
meat.
fat side to me because I'm always hungry. I swear.
Yeah, me too. But nah, I'd rather eat tree bark.
That's disgusting.
Eh.
Mm,
Or
fine.
mushrooms, which taste like
Uh,
dirt.
Hey, but mushrooms got some health things to them.
Oh, they have lots of
Mushrooms are
benefit.
disgusting.
And
Yeah,
like
they
my
taste like
my
dirt
brother and my
I
and
love
brother
death.
mushrooms.
goes mushroom hunting every year, and he'll go out to the woods and like he'll find like 100 some mushrooms, and they'll make them, but I can't eat them.
I'm fully convinced that people who actually like the natural taste of mushrooms just like the taste of death. Because a mushroom, it feeds on decay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It kind of tastes like a mixture of dirt and death. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't know.
the only mushrooms I can typically eat are the ones on pizza. Are those
So
sweet potatoes?
sautéed correctly, mushrooms can be pretty good. Amanda makes a really good stroganoff, and sautés the mushrooms in like butter and like wine sauce or something.
Butter and garlic.
Oh, butter and garlic for those. The wine sauce, I
Salted
guess,
butter.
goes in the yeah.
Yeah,
But they're decent. Like I can eat those. But raw mushrooms, they really do just taste like dirt. but still better than potted meat.
No. Take that back.
No,
Take that
no,
back.
no. Even if the
Potted
world
meat is
ends,
bad.
okay, I'm not living on potted meat. Eat,
Take
I'll
it
die.
back.
I'd become a cannibal first. I'm not living on potted meat.
Oh, it's
Not
so
happening.
good, bro. You get you some mayonnaise and some fucking
Oh my
mustard.
god.
Ew! Ew!
It's getting
No!
worse. It's getting worse, not better,
Mayonnaise?
Nuke.
Dude,
And mustard.
It's getting worse,
Mustard
not
ain't
better. Can we
bad,
just agree
but
that a hog roast is good?
Oh, it's so
yes.
good.
Alright,
Mhm.
cool. Fuck
Pork
potted meat.
loin's so good.
Mm. I'll have to bring some
I
cans with me
no.
whenever
Yeah,
we
No,
meet up.
that's fine.
you're the only
Everybody
one
can
eating
try
it.
it.
You're gonna be the only one eating the
That's fine. I
potted
sit
meat.
down next to you and eat my plain ass yogurt, which you probably wouldn't care for, so
Yeah,
that's
I
fine.
would honestly rather eat just straight plain Greek
That's
yogurt than do
gross.
that.
That's what I
That's
eat
what
every
Kevin
day.
eats.
Mm.
I don't like Greek yogurt, but I would rather eat
It's the
straight
only
Greek yogurt
it's the only
than
food in
potted
the world
meat.
I've had that's more bitter than black coffee. Like, just straight coffee,
Oh yeah,
Hmm.
but I
Which is
plain
like
Greek
also
yogurt is more
I'm
bitter than coffee.
that's also
I'm
how he
okay
drinks his
with
coffee.
like black coffee,
That's how Kevin drinks his
Yeah,
coffee.
like
so I'm
for
at
like a whole like not a whole thermos, but like a whole tumbler. If I'm putting that, I'm probably putting only like maybe 1 or 2 teaspoons of sugar, and that's it. And then
I mean,
T-Boons?
that's all I drink.
that's
Yeah,
still
teaspoons.
that's a, measurement in the military, a teaspoon.
I never learned that.
It's the army
Oh,
measurement.
it's
It's
the
army
army side. It's the
specific.
army side. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, that makes sense then.
So what he meant was, 'cause what he was trying to say, that name he called it, really, that's just the steel part of a steel-toed shoe. So it's actually quite a lot more sugar than a regular spoon.
No.
A teaspoon.
T-Boon.
Yeah, when you don't
But
when you're out in the wild and you don't got no spoon, what do you gotta use? You gotta just rip open your boot real quick and take the steel toe
a
part out.
teaspoon. A teaspoon,
You
yeah.
got a T-boom.
What you talking about ripping it out? Just pour it in your boot and then pour it out.
Dude, that
Ew.
would be like that would probably be about like 3/4 of a cup of sugar, and I said 2 of those, so 2 of those, two like
But
basically
why
like
don't you just get better at turning your fork hand into a spoon hand?
I don't want to.
Nah,
I like my
I
T-boom.
used to put sugar and creamer in my coffee, but to be honest, I'm a creature that prefers
A creature.
convenience. Yeah,
I'm the
I'm a
same way,
creature
bro.
that prefers convenience
Pervert.
over, like, taste, I guess. So
Yep.
like, literally, we watched the show, Mad Men, like, just one episode. We were like, "Whatever." We put it on. The episode that was on, the guy was in his office and, like, grabbed the liquor just sitting there with a cork in it and poured a glass. I think it was on rocks or on the rocks, so there was ice in it. But then I was like, "I'm gonna start drinking my alcohol like that because it just looks convenient." And I sure as shit did. I I stopped making mixed drinks and I started drinking whiskey straight. It took me a little bit to actually get to a point where I did enjoy it, but it's weird. Humans adapt. Things that you don't like initially or you're like questioning at first, if you keep it as a habit or you do it multiple times, it grows on you.
And I feel like bipolar nuke is over here trying to figure out a way to convince you to eat potted meat. He's like, you can adapt.
You can.
No,
I would
I
not
would
even eat potted meat if it would make me SSL level in Rocket League. Not gonna
pot,
happen.
no potted meat, especially not with mayonnaise. Of all things.
Yeah,
You know
mayonnaise.
what? Actually, I would rather have mayonnaise than Miracle Whip.
So I mean, I don't like mayonnaise. My mom loves mayonnaise, and I got a bad
I,
taste for mayonnaise because she used to put it on really thick on sandwiches and stuff for me.
it depends on what sandwich I get it on. Then I can eat a little bit of mayonnaise. It can't be like super thick. But if it's like something like a brisket, Like some like the
What?
barbecue, the
No.
brisket sandwich, like from like Arby's. It does have mayonnaise on it.
Ew.
Mm, I love mayonnaise.
The brisket
Mm-hmm.
sandwich does not have mayo?
It does here. It has like the top bun. It has
I get the brisket. It's smoky barbecue brisket. It comes with barbecue sauce, cheddar cheese, and fried onions. And I get it without the barbecue sauce.
But
well, at least I don't know, because like I have noticed that like some places do it differently. Because like
I mean, that's true.
most Arby's don't put red sauce on their beef and cheddars, but ours does, and it's actually part of our menu. What the one around here, it was part of the menu. It's like they put that red Arby's sauce on the sandwich from the get go.
Yeah, I mean, it could be because the McDonald's Corporation, when they did a study, found that people in that area prefer things a certain way.
Yeah,
And I
it's
mean,
just like
it's smart business move to slightly adjust your menu to
Based
fit
on your
your local
population
customers. Yeah.
yeah, so like
demographics.
around here, it's
Well, they
on
do
the
it in
on the
Europe.
top bun, it's the barbecue, and on the bottom bun, there's mayonnaise.
Ew,
Ew.
that's absolutely
So I,
disgusting.
I, so I, if I have mayonnaise, it comes in one of two ways. It's either a turkey sandwich because turkey's dry, or tuna sandwich because tuna, like the mayonnaise kind of holds it together for the sandwich. So in that instance, I can deal with
You
mayonnaise.
know, I
Or
don't.
if it's a burger with ketchup on it, the mayonnaise, if there's a little bit of mayo, it doesn't bother me. I can eat it just fine because I don't know. I don't really
Yeah,
taste it.
mayo chup.
But I'm a ketchup person through and through. I can drink that
Oh
shit.
yeah.
It's delicious.
I don't
I
really
don't know
like
about
any
drinking
sauce.
it for me, but
Well, no, I used to play a game with my friends. Well, it was probably just a game in my own head, but we'd go into lunch in school and I'd be like, I'd get one pack of French fries. I used to get like 2 or 3 packs, depending on how hungry I was, but
French fries
fries
for
were
your
my,
lunch.
yeah, man. They were my favorite. But there was one day I got only a single pack of French fries. And on that one single pack of French fries, I think I used like 20
Oh
packs
my
of ketchup.
god. Oh my
I
god.
was taking 1 pack and I was, like, trying to squeeze it out on I'd take 3 fries and put them together like a boat, and then I'd just put an entire packet of ketchup on it and
Oh
eat it.
my fucking
So good.
god.
So
You
good.
know, I will say it's a very unpopular thing, but ketchup on grilled cheese? I had my
Okay.
eyes open
We
to
can't be
that.
friends anymore, Water, I'm
No,
sorry.
it was
Yo, go ahead
actually
and leave, bro. Just
it's kind
leave,
of
bro.
like how there's like the whole thing about like grilled cheese and like tomato soup.
Uh-huh. No, I get what you're saying. I'm not putting ketchup on a grilled cheese sandwich, that's mm. You know what
No,
ketchup
my
is
friend had
surprisingly
me my
good?
my friend had me try it while I was on deployment, and it actually wasn't bad. And I was like,
It
"Wait."
wasn't bad doesn't necessarily mean good,
No,
but I
it
get
was
what
good.
you're
It was good.
saying.
Like I that was majority of the time that's what I was gonna be eating if they didn't have anything good on the
So
line. Like I would. There was only a couple days that I wouldn't eat grilled cheese.
so something a lot of people don't think of when it comes to ketchup. So I'm not a fan of plain potato chips, just the regular salted potato chips.
Hmm.
I can eat a couple of them, and then I don't know, the taste, it's off-putting after a few. Um, but I
No, it
will
was so
tell you,
greasy.
what is a potato chip? It is a french fry in a different shape. It's a peeled potato that
Oh,
they
our kids
bake,
dip their chips
but
in
it's a french
ketchup.
fry, fundamentally, it's still potato.
I
Plain potato chips with ketchup is not terrible.
I would say it's not a French fry. Number one, French fries still got the softer part in the side,
It's about how it's cut, right?
and I feel like it's because um
Well, let me
it's
ask you, what is a waffle fry?
Not a waffle.
It's not a waffle, but it
it's
is a
just a
french
waffle
fry that's
shaped
not a
fry.
french fry and that's in the shape of a potato chip. The only difference is it's thicker cut and it has grated holes in it, right?
It's not cut in the
All I'm
shape
saying
of
is it's potato. And potato with ketchup is actually good. Um, so if you're one of those people who doesn't care for salted potato chips, if you dip it in a little bit of ketchup, it helps
Never tried it.
to distinguish the flavor a little bit more so that it's more enjoyable to eat. But if you
No,
like them plain, then don't change it.
yeah, I was like, I feel like my issue with potato chips themselves is like they feel like especially like the Lay's. I don't know, they feel greasy to me.
I
I
can
could get
agree.
that.
Or like very oily, and I like that's
Mhm.
the part of the potato chip that I like can't eat. Like just regular potato chips. Like if it's really oily like that, I can eat one or two or like a few of them, and then I'm just like I can't get over like how oily it is, and I'm like no.
So, s high recommendation. If you ever make mashed potatoes at home, right?
Mm-hmm.
Save the potato skins. When you're peeling the potato, save the potato skins because did we cook them in the skillet?
Fryer, deep fryer.
We just deep fried them. But if you deep fry the potato skins after you slice them, they're like potato chips that are amazing.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, they're pretty
and if
cracked.
I'm not mistaken, potato skins hold a lot of the nutrients, although frying probably has a negative impact on that to a degree.
Maybe.
But I'm
Mhm.
just saying, if you wanna make the most out of it, make your mashed potatoes, deep fry the skins, and then sprinkle the potato skins on the mashed potatoes when you're done, and it's fucking fire.
Mm,
That sounds
okay.
pretty interesting, though.
Fire.
You know, speaking about all
Fire.
this food, I might actually go make me a if I got bread. I don't actually know if I have any bread right now, but if I got bread, I might be making me a grilled cheese here in a little bit.
Bruh.
Oh, another recommendation. If you're ever, like, tipsy and you happen to have, um, salsa and Cheetos, you'd be surprised. They're actually quite good together. It's weird,
No,
but I
okay. The one thing I do with Cheetos, well, specifically the Flamin' Hot Puffs, is the oh the salsa con queso like cheese dips. I dip
okay,
those into that.
okay. I mean, I
And
could see that.
I like it. I don't know. I haven't talked to anybody. Like I've shown it to someone else and he enjoyed it, but
I
it's
mix cheese and salsa on my own. I make my own dip.
hmm
I was drunk at a house party one day, and I don't remember. There was just, like, salsa and there was a bag of regular Cheetos, and I was just like, "I'm gonna do this,"
I was
and
like I used to make
it
my own
wasn't
salsa
terrible.
con queso kind of thing because like well I don't know when I was younger my parents used to buy these just jars of liquid cheese. I don't know what brand they were.
Cheese whiz. It's orange, right?
It was yellow.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's cheese whiz. It's what you use
Cheese
to make a
whiz.
broccoli and cheese casserole.
Yeah, well, so they would buy that, so I would mix that with like a couple cans of like pico de gallo, and then I would just
I got a
and I
question
would
because I gotta
microwave it a little bit.
understand this, and I probably should just ask my friend. So my friend's family had a staple in their house where they would take fluff, which is liquid marshmallows,
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, marshmallow,
With
and
yeah.
peanut
peanut butter,
butter.
and they would make sandwiches with peanut
Anson.
butter and fluff. And I'm like,
Stephanie used to make those all the time. It's a northerner thing, I think.
I
"Oh,
can
okay.
I can understand it maybe, cause like it has that
I like
sweetness of
jelly
like the jelly, but
with marshmallow."
I cannot do marshmallow
Yeah,
fluff
she
on a
used to make
sandwich.
those for Aiden and Jenny, and I was like, "Bruh, why are you putting marshmallow on a fucking sandwich?" And she's like, "What's
Yeah.
the difference than jelly?" And I'm like, it's fucking marshmallow? Jelly's made from a fruit.
Jelly's made from at least from a fruit.
Like, I get
Marshmallow
it.
is just pure sugar.
That is yes.
Right. And I mean, for me, as especially when we first had our kids, I was hyper like, no, our oldest two never had sugar until they were at like their first bite of sugar was their first birthday cake.
Mhm.
Damn.
Yeah.
And then a friend of ours ruined that with Raiden because it would have been all of our children. But I was just really strict on sugar because I'm like, if they don't know what fucking sugar is, they can't be addicted to it. So we would give it in small doses.
Whoa, and then their first birthday, though, when they'd get it, they didn't know what to do with a cake.
They
We'd
just kept
sit the
looking
cake
at
in front
me.
of them, and they'd just have the funniest facial expressions, like, "What the hell is this? Like, this doesn't look like food."
Yeah.
And then we'd, like, take a little bit of it and, like, feed it to them, and then you'd see their facial expression change, like, "Oh." And then they just reach their little baby hand out and just take a huge clump.
Oh, it was hilarious.
It was, but it was that moment when that realization hit, like, "What is this?"
Whoa. It was good. It was good.
We were also the parents that were like, "Here, child, eat this lemon," just to watch them make the little
And
lemon
Oh,
now
face
I
and be
want
all
to.
of
like,
our children
When I
eat
have a kid, I will
lemons.
do that. I want to do that and then grapefruit.
it's
Oof.
cute and it's funny
Oh
'cause
yeah.
children, there it's really similar how kids are compared to, like, other little animals, because they will pick up a lemon, they'll taste it, they'll make that face.
And then go
They'll
again.
look at it again, and then
And
they'll
then,
taste it again, and then make the face
mm-hmm.
again, and they just keep redoing it over and over and over again. You're like, "Are you ever gonna realize like, have you figured out whether you want this or don't?" Like, it's so funny, but puppies I've seen puppies do similar things.
Yeah,
I just find it interesting.
it is. It's super humor. But yeah, now all of our kids actually love to eat lemon.
Yeah. Rylan will eat the peel
The
or the rind
rind.
and everything.
Oh. Mm.
It's actually the rind is the best part for you.
Yeah, I know, but I just like thinking of like times I have like bitten into it on accident. I'm just like, ugh.
How bitter it is, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I can't.
But yeah,
It's
she'll
too
sit
bitter
there
for me.
and she'll eat it all the way down to the rind, and yeah, she'll eat the rind. It's good for her. I
And
can't do it.
it's just like the simple thing of like, oh hey, there's this like you if you eat a core, you can eat an apple core, but I cannot bring myself to eat the apple core.
I don't know what happened to your mic, but you're like, it's really messed up. You
Is
don't
it?
hear that? Yeah.
No. I mean, I didn't, but no, I get what you're saying. I can't eat an apple core either. Um, but supposedly, I think it's the skin of an apple that has like the majority of its something
Same
fiber
with
or
an
something.
orange.
Yeah. Yeah, it turns out I guess a lot of fruits, the actual skin of it is more better for you in terms of nutrients than the part we typically like. Dude, we're like 16 pages in, I think, to the last chapter.
How many pages are you planning on having that last chapter?
We don't know. It's not the
However many it
pages
takes,
to write the content that we have planned.
but it's
Mm.
like the boss fight, if you will. So
I didn't know
it's
if you guys had like a rough estimation of like what you guys were thinking right now of it to be.
it's probably
No,
somewhere in the realm of like 8 more pages.
but we are at over 71,000 words,
Eh. And over 300 total pages, even with there's one section of the book that's we have to format correctly
which I will
that
be
we didn't.
honest, I really didn't think we'd make it to 50,000 words. Like when we hit 50,000, I was like, whoa, this is it. This is a
Yeah.
pinnacle.
And now we're over 70,000. It's wild. But nah, it's the last. Like we're trying to just make it perfect and leave it so that it's profound and it's the start of a series in our
Yeah.
mind. So we want to make it, leave off with that like I got to read the next part.
Yeah, it's gotta have that cliffhanger.
Oh man, if you like to read and you'd like to read it, the I'd love to get feedback on the end of the book because majority of the book is very it's like laying the foundation.
We actually do need 1 or 2 people to sign up as a test reader here shortly. So if anyone does want to sign an NDA and be a test reader, that'd be great. Nuke, if you want, whenever you get back, we can ask if his wife wants to, since she's an avid reader, or I can ping her and ask.
Yeah.
But
I
as
would
we
ping
get
her and
done,
ask. Yeah,
okay.
she'd go for that. Sorry, I'm back.
Oh, you're good. But once we get it done, as much as we've got some friends who have been kind of reading it when they get a chance, we need some people who can actually go heads down, get it read within a day or two, and give us
Oh,
some
that's definitely her.
feedback. Yeah,
That's definitely her.
I know readers can do that because I'm a reader. So
Yeah.
That
But
shit crazy.
the final so like a majority of the book is like again laying the foundation and kind of like explaining how everything's coming to fruition, but the end of the book is very dark. Like it's I
I'm
like it. I like it a lot. It's the stuff of nightmares.
I'm just gonna go out and say you can see our writing evolve as the book transitions, goes further.
Yeah,
Cause
cuz we
yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, we're trying to figure our writing style out.
And I think that's every author's first book is like, I'm gonna be real, like when I was reformatting, the first few chapters just don't feel as in depth as all of the other ones. But
Yeah.
there's a reason. It's a lot of it is because we purposely wanted to avoid certain details.
Mhm.
Right. Well, you can't
But
give it away all in the first chapter.
Well, we so for the heroes or the heroes, like
yeah, the
the
heroes,
protagonists, right? Protagonist, right? Not
I believe
antagonist.
I hate those because
Right.
I
I
fuck
think
them up.
protagonist I think is
Right.
the hero. But the book or the people that it revolves around, um we do not give ultra high details on their appearance. We don't mention really a lot other than this
Everything
one
else
has
does.
glasses, right? Um,
And
Okay.
this one's a boy,
but
this
we're
one's a
doing
girl.
that for a reason because we want any teenage like child or whatever
Okay.
from any
Yeah.
background to feel like they can relate or they could
Okay.
picture themselves as being that character.
Right. I
And that's
get
also
that.
why we have
Word.
both a male and female protagonist is because
And as
we
much
want
as like
yeah.
the main protagonist is a male, when it comes down to it, his friend that is his helper is going to be way more badass than he is in the long run.
Yeah. She's
A.
she's just a better fighter than him, and
Well, that's
she's
cool.
more athletic than he is.
Well, that's
But
lit,
It's
man.
exciting.
it is.
Just yeah, just ping Cat.
Yeah,
She'll
I will.
definitely
I
be
will.
down. That
Here in the
sounds
next few
cool though.
days.
Yeah, that sounds cool though. The fact that y'all left some stuff out in details so that others can see themselves versus seeing who you're describing, kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's actually, I mean, to be honest, when the people who have already signed an NDA read through the first few paragraphs, hearing their different images of
Yeah.
the friends has been really cool because we're like, cool that that's what you got. Everyone's got a little bit of a different image in their head of what they look like, and it's just interesting because I already have an image in my head of what these kids look like, and it is some of the things are the same, some things are different. It's really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
What's also funny is that most of the readers did not even realize that we didn't describe the character. We asked them afterwards, and they said, "This is what I think they look like." And we're like, "How did you come to that conclusion?" And they're like, "Oh, well," and we're like, "Yeah, we never described them." And they were like, "Oh, interesting." And it was quite fascinating for us too. We just described like their room,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's a mention, I think, of one of them putting their glasses on, right?
Okay.
But that's about the extent of it. There's not a lot going on, or maybe the notion of like short hair, but we don't say what texture of hair. We don't say what style or
What
anything.
color?
Right. And it's really funny because people do. They have this mental image by the time they read about halfway through the book of who these kids are, and it can be different for everyone.
Yeah. Well, that's freaking awesome. I love that.
Yeah. I just want to be done with it. I want to get it published. I want to get feedback
Yeah, it's
so
like
that
I'm
we can start.
tired.
Yeah. Well, and then we got to start working on the next one. But obviously, or not obviously, we've talked to the kids. They've written their own stories since we started working on the book, and they've been very patient with us. But we did tell them that we were going to help them get their stories published. So that's going to be the next undertaking before we start
Yeah.
writing the second book. Thankfully, their stories are much shorter
Mhm.
because it's a lot of work, man. Making a book is a lot of work. I never imagined though how much working in the software development industry would help me work through writing a novel. Never imagined in a million years.
Well, it's actually kind
how
of
does it work? Like, how does it help you?
Uh, I mean, when you're writing a novel, you have to keep timelines in order. You have to storyboard. You have to keep your story intact, right? So that it becomes
Hmm.
believable. In a lot of ways, like we've used tools such as Miro, which is a very popular tool in software development, but trying to sit down, talk about what we're going to do in a chapter. We're whiteboarding it. We're making post it notes. We're putting it in order. Then we go back. We add more details. In software development, they call that refactoring when you write some code and then you go back and you modify it to enhance it or make it
Mm, okay.
cleaner. So, in a lot of ways, in the same way software development is an iterative process and it is a creative process, so too is writing a novel. But so too is painting
So
or drawing. It's actually very similar
software
in terms of
development
the
is just
steps.
writing a novel for
babe.
computers and
What
technology.
what's that? Oh, software development is just writing novel. I mean, kind of,
It
yeah.
is writing
You're
a
writing
novel
instructions for a
for
computer.
yeah.
And the better you can describe it, the better words that are clear and concise as to what you're doing, the better you are as a software developer, the better you'll be able to work with other individuals. It actually is very similar. So I could see why a software developer would leave and go write a book. At least now that we've kind of gone through that process, I can definitely see it.
Okay.
I was like, you want me to show them the board?
It's a lot of post-it notes. It looks like a pH tab when you zoom out. The
Yeah.
chapter markers look like a pH tab. As if you were checking the acidity in a pool or something. If you zoom out in Miro, that's what it looks like.
And then little like drawings of us trying to figure out fight scenes.
Yeah. Well, I'm not an artist in that sense.
Are
I
you showing it
mean,
somewhere?
She's
Or
looking
is she
at it. I
just
mean, you can. It doesn't really matter that much.
I thought she was like the way she was describing it. I thought she was like she put
But
it
that's
in
kind of
something.
just a brain dump. Like it's not
Yeah.
pretty. It's just a place to organize thoughts and think through things. But yeah,
Mm.
she pulled it up.
Ooh.
And that's like ultra high level. But if you go over to our trees,
oh, the happy trees.
yeah, my fancy ass trees.
Which one? So these are
Oh
So
hell
like
yeah! Look at them.
when we're working through fights and stuff in the book, it's like, well, where is this thing? Where is that thing? Where is this thing? Where is that thing? So that we can describe in detail how the children are transitioning through fighting this opponent, that opponent.
This is like something from D&D.
Yeah, like
I mean,
people
kind of.
they draw up their own D&D board just to be able to help describe
Go to
it.
the pH tab. So like if you zoom out, see the left there? It
Holy
looks
shit!
it looks like those are the chapters.
Oh, okay.
And
This
then
is
where
Ricky's
you've got
house.
the bigger lists with the blue notes, so within that's each chapter breakdown in terms of like important events and then
Oh, bitch.
supporting details, right?
The festival.
Yeah. All right, enough. Put it away. Enough. Put it away.
Dispose
Ah!
of it.
Why was there a satanic ritual being
And
held?
that, hey, look, I was
Go.
Because
gonna ask a
because
question about it, but
yeah, it's because
Read the book and find out, bruh.
so
Well, hurry up
in the
and
book there
publish the
is
book
blood
so that I
magic.
can.
In the
Now,
book
read the book, bitch.
in the book there is blood magic users. That's all that needs to be said.
now were those stars upside down?
That
What?
look,
No.
No? Okay. Well, then it wasn't like satanic stuff then. It was just
It's
Wiccan
none of
stuff.
it is actual satanic. There's no
Yeah.
is not
Well,
that
I'm
Well,
idea.
saying the
and
upside
if you
down
read it,
star is more like satanic
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah.
yeah, so just to be fair, there is no notion of
God
um,
or the
God or the
devil.
devil in our
Right.
book.
No. No, 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 no.
oh
And that's not what
boo.
I was saying.
All
I
boo.
get what you're saying though.
There are blood magic users, and in our
They are
book,
God.
the people that are quote unquote satanic fall under a different name. That's
Mm,
more spiritual and less to do with mainstream religion.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there are people who sacrifice things and who do things to get ahead, get power, whatever, what have you, within the book.
Right.
That's why the last chapter gets
intriguing.
really, really dark. Like it really is the stuff of nightmares. uh I think when I'd love to hear Miss Nuke's feedback of the last chapter because it's very grotesque.
Ooh.
Very.
Well, she really likes dark shit. She is a dark person.
Okay. Well, so
So,
then she'll probably think the rest of the book is mediocre, but the end I think she'll really enjoy. And that's kind of intentional because the majority of the book is the buildup, right? You've never
yeah.
met this character. You have no idea what the hell the storyline's about, nothing. So we have to lay all that foundation.
Yeah, it's like the first episode of a like series.
Kind of, yeah. But
Yeah.
the things
Like
they
Letterkenny. Letterkenny took a whole fucking season to lay the foundation.
um but I'm very much somebody who grew up on the X-Men and a lot of like, the Marvel stuff and all of
Okay.
those
Yeah.
things. So I love action. I love fighting. We tried to not make the book boring. Like even though we're laying the foundation, we tried to really keep it engaging. So there's like a chapter here that's kind of explaining and then working on things and whatever, followed by like a chapter of some drama, something actually happening where they have to fight back or protect themselves or what have you. Because I get bored of books when I'm reading them and they go on for an entire chapter of just explaining.
Yeah.
And then like the next chapter, you're like, all right, this one's gonna be good. And then it just cuts to a different character and starts explaining. So we tried to find the balance, but it's hard.
Yeah.
But dude, like every time we talk about this final boss fight, I just see it on a movie screen in my brain. And I would absolutely the final boss is 90 feet tall.
Jesus.
So yeah. His arms are 45 feet long and he can pick up four grown adult men in a single like in his palm. It can just pick them up. So it's
That's
quite
crazy.
large.
Yeah.
Yeah.
90 feet's ridiculous.
Mm.
Well, his weapon is a two-story building in height. So it's 20 feet.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's 2 basketball goals.
Yep. 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 It's a big thing.
Hey yo.
I can't give too many I know, I can't give too many details away though, so I have to use nondescript words.
Oh, you good, man. You good.
But it's, the more we talk about it and, like, work on it though, I keep weaving in, like, more twisted and I have a pretty dark mind as well. So things that are terrifying in my brain, I wanna bring them to life. Not
Right.
necessarily terrifying, but, like, I don't see a lot of normal things as being that scary anymore because we watch so many horror
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah.
So now it's like reimagining my own horror. It's a lot of fun.
Right. I know, I get what you're saying. I don't like horror stuff, and I think that's just from like me being a kid. Like I'm more of a light type of person. Like I love the happiness and the other type of stuff, and that's why I don't watch that kind of stuff now. But I can see where you're coming from. That's kind of cool. Like making your own scary shit versus
Yeah,
the mainstream scary shit that's not even scary anymore.
right. Well, I think you would also enjoy the book too then, Nuke, because it has a lot of very positive messages. It's very positive in general, and the protagonists, I mean, really, they're chosen, or at least the main one is chosen by the purity of his soul.
Okay.
So he is a good person. And his companion, his best friend, is also a very good person.
Okay.
Um, and they're, even in the light of all these horrible, terrifying things, they're still like cracking jokes and there's humor in it. So it's
Word.
not, it's dark in the sense of description. Like
Yeah.
Bree heard some of it. We had Microsoft Word read some of it that we've written thus far, and she was going ugh, ugh, in certain parts
Okay.
because of how things are described and how gross it is. But it's
Yeah.
also cool. I don't know. It's weird. Maybe I'm
No,
weird. That's fine.
that's awesome. Like that I'm sure I would really enjoy it, but I can't read and
Don't you dare.
it's
Don't you dare.
I
I will open Microsoft Word so fast and tell it to read aloud for you.
I will once it comes out, I will give it a good solid go. I just reading is just not my thing. It's because like my brain like jumps from thing to thing and I could
Yeah.
be in the middle of reading and think about something else and then I have to reread the last 2 pages because I have no idea what the fuck I just read.
oh,
Yeah.
so you know, ADHD.
Right.
It's fucking phenomenal.
Fucking
I'm in the same boat too. I'm very similar in that regard. I will say meditation, like for anyone who's ADHD, meditation is one of the best things you can do because it's all about getting control over your own mind,
Okay. I
and that
guess.
is what ADHD people need to practice a lot is reining in that overly active brain
mhm.
so that you can focus on a one specific task, even if it's boring.
Yeah.
Meditation will help you with that
Okay.
110%.
Word.
Now, what about that the United Healthcare CEO?
A I don't know. I heard about it. I've seen a lot of on social media about it. Apparently the bullets were engraved with stuff
Yep.
Yep. Delay, deny,
and depraved or
Defend.
something.
Well,
dispose,
deprive
Depose, yes.
was oh, depose, you're right.
Yeah, depose.
dispose. And the saying for the insurance, what lawyers say insurance policies are delay, deny, defend your actions on why you denied it.
Right. Well,
Mm,
it's a popularized book in the insurance industry, presumably saying this is how you're supposed to run a successful insurance company,
Right.
right?
interesting.
But the reality is, at least in my opinion, it's the first it's not the first because Syria just toppled their regime or what have you, right? Like they just took down and they're trying to replace who's in power over there.
And I saw that's due
But
to
when
Russia not having enough
capitalism goes
forces.
so far towards the corporations and the big companies, and the more they keep treating people like they're nothing, the more these types of things are going to happen. Because as a result of whatever happened from the healthcare, it's possible that that individual's family members suffered, maybe even died.
Yeah.
So,
So yeah, as much as I don't condone murder, and I'm not telling anyone to murder anyone because murder is not right.
I mean, it's a sense of vigilante justice.
I'm not mad at the person. It's not like the same feelings that someone gets when they're like, "Oh, well, I'm mad, so let me go shoot up this school that has nothing to fucking do with why I'm mad."
Mm.
Right. Well,
So like, I commend them for that.
yeah, for directing their anger towards, I guess,
The root cause.
yeah, as opposed
Yeah.
to just some innocent children or innocent people at a concert or what have you that maybe have no idea who this person is. And instead, I mean, it was very personal.
Now, here's
Fact.
my question then, and since Amanda brought that up, and I'm pretty sure you guys have been asked this question before, but is it the guns that are the issue, or is it the mental?
I mean, it's
It,
not the guns that are the
The gun
issue.
can't walk over and do
Oh, you're
shit.
talking about just in general with
yeah,
mass
and
shootings?
yeah.
I firmly believe it's
It's
mental health is the problem in
well,
our
yes and
country.
no, but
I mean,
it's
let's be
it's a
real. Let's be real. If we didn't have guns, that mug would have just got a knife and stabbed him to death, and it would
oh,
have
he
been
would
a
have
lot
stabbed him
more
once in the
gruesome.
side of the neck and walked
It
away. It would have
walked
been
right off
done.
from yeah.
But
I
Or they would have
seriously doubt
dropped,
it.
I don't
oh,
know,
you're not wrong.
bombs.
If it was personal, he probably would have stabbed him like 1,000 times.
Let's see,
But
Yeah,
guys.
there you go.
What's gonna happen
but
if the
one
guns are
one good
gone?
stab to the side of the neck is pretty much all that's necessary.
I'm gonna tell you
Right.
exactly what's gonna happen when the guns are gone. Someone's gonna lock a movie theater and torch it. Or someone's gonna
Actually,
put bombs in a bag where people are running. You
Well,
know, other ways to kill people that aren't just
so
guns.
yeah,
but the
some
thing
people would
is,
argue.
like, if they actually do a like where you cannot have guns anymore in the U.S., the people who are going to be still doing this, they're still going to have guns because criminals don't get guns legally.
Look at
Like
the
Fact.
if
state
you
of
are
New
if you
York.
were if you were a felon, you are not allowed to have a gun. But yet there are
Right.
still felons out here with guns because they
Almost
get them
every
illegal.
felon has like a gun tucked under their seat, bro. I don't know
It's
what
just
it
like
is.
all you're doing by like, okay, cool.
Right. You're taking
Get a
guns from the
better
good people's
background
hands.
check.
Right.
You do
Look at New York.
have harder ways to obtain the gun, but at the same time, don't take it out of the innocent people's hands because the second you de-arm someone innocent is the second that they can't protect themselves when God forsaken something actually does happen and they
Right.
actually need it to have it for protection.
Well, the gun, a gun is essentially the great equalizer, right? It's the reason
It's
a
the common
human could
denominator.
yeah, it's the reason we could deal with a bear in the woods. It's the reason why if somebody's 6'7", they're still nice, right? Because the other 5'5" people can level the playing field. Like I mean, that's the reality, right?
It's
Is
like
the
it's
gun
because
is
a
Yeah.
a
lot
great
of the food gets
equalizer,
onto some people's plates too, because hunting and that all that.
but I do agree with I think there needs to be more, um, not transparency, more, what is the term?
I'm trying
Essentially,
more checks and
not necessarily. I mean, yes and no. I definitely think there should be some
You should
more
not be able.
checks, and I
Yeah,
also don't think
I
somebody
don't think
should
you
be
should.
buying 10 rifles at once. Like, I don't really see why they need to. Not as a single individual.
right.
If there's some kind of like instruction course that's teaching people how to shoot
Even
rifles,
when we went and bought like gun sprees, like, oh, there's sales. We're going to Bass Pro. Let's go. Some more
yeah,
guns to try out on the range. I mean, max I think we've left with is 3.
yeah,
And
of
that's 2
varying
people.
types,
Right.
right? But I mean, I think having more accountability. That's the word I was looking for. But having more accountability is not a bad thing
Yeah.
with what's being done with said firearms.
Hmm.
Like, because that's the issue. It's too easy to essentially get a gun,
Yeah, because
eliminate somebody, and throw that bitch in the
you can
ocean.
walk into a place and within
Like,
15
I
minutes
just read
you
in
can get approved to
I,
actually buy your first gun or something like that.
I just literally read an article about how a police chief in what was it? Was it Kentucky? I can't exactly remember what state, but basically a police chief just got charged by the FBI for selling
oh, like using their
using the
discounts and
yes
stuff to like purchase firearms and then resell it,
that
so they were
are
making money off
n-
of it or something
that
like that.
right guns that normal people can't access.
Oh, so he was
They're
trying to sell
buying
off.
and selling on the street. And he was the literal comment quoted from the guy, and I'm not quoting directly because I can't remember it precisely, but it basically was like, if y'all don't think every other cop is doing this, you're stupid.
I
I
mean,
mean,
he could be onto
That was
something
their
though. I
defense.
mean,
He's like, this isn't illegal, everyone does it.
that
That's your
sir, that's still
defense, bro.
illegal just because everyone else does it.
yeah.
It doesn't make it less illegal. But no, I think I can agree with him. I do think there's other cops out there who do
Oh
the
Oh
yeah, for
yeah,
exact
sure.
same thing.
Yeah. But
It's
that's another
just
problem. Like, you're
there's
just,
no
as
way
soon
he's
as
the only
someone
one.
takes away the guns from people who get them legitimately, the only
mhm,
people left that have them are the ones who get it illegally.
Well, look at
mhm.
the statistics for like murder crime rates. It's terrible.
Hmm.
It's because you can't charge somebody unless you can physically tie them to
To
possessing
it.
that weapon. And
Mhm.
then on top of that, you can't even tie the weapon to it unless the barrel grooves match and the firing pin match, right? Literally
Mhm.
changing the firing pin in the barrel to forensics makes it an entirely separate gun. That's a problem. That's why I think there are issues. That's why I think there needs to be more accountability when it comes to gun ownership, because I don't think people should be walking around just shooting whoever they want to.
Yeah, no,
Yep.
hell no.
But people are creative. So guns or no guns, if they have a vendetta and they feel like it's worth trading in a permanent jail sentence or their life, I mean, at some point, it's like a tipping point, right?
Mhm.
Um, I think it would behoove us to treat more people like people. I think that
Yep.
goes
Yeah, I think like
very true.
society should start being a lot kinder and actually caring more about each other instead of being like this, like, oh, I'm better than you or whatever, and then
Mhm.
also
The better you look socially, the as my grandpa would say, the better the opportunities or benefits you would get.
I mean, I can see that. Yeah. My dad
Oh,
used to always use the saying, "It's not about what you know, it's about who you know."
yep.
And that, I mean, it's true. It was true back then. It was true early 2000s. It's true now. It'll always be true because the people you know you and might be willing to give you a shot over somebody they don't know. So, I mean, it's really good advice. It's also eye opening, right? Because essentially what that means is the boss's nephew is going to get the really high paying job before somebody gets promoted. You
Which
know what I'm
sucks.
saying? That's
Yeah.
ultimately what it means, but it's true. That's just how humans are. Um, but I think that companies, insurance companies, people who are there to supposedly help people really need to, I hate to say it, but like they need to consider how they run business. And I get we're in a capitalist society and business is kind of takes precedence until it doesn't anymore. And I think we're going to start seeing more lashing out the more that people are treated like garbage.
mhm. Oh, like I will say, like most insurance places is like, oh, hey, you pay this much to have that insurance, but the second you use that insurance, they raise your rates.
Yeah.
which is so
And
annoying.
that's annoying. So no one ever can do it. Like so people will purposely like stop going to like the hospital or whatever because they don't want to raise the rates. They can't afford for their rates to be raised and stuff like that. But it's like for like my brother, he just moved down to Tennessee. Tennessee, for at least for their housing insurance, they don't have rate. It's like they have a law over there that you cannot raise your rates if it's something that happened due to like weather. Like if it's
Mm.
actually something weather and can be proved that it's weather related, the insurance cannot raise your rates at all. But the kind of
Well, they
trade off
can't.
for that,
Oh,
the
go ahead.
trade
Sorry.
off for it was that if you were in a higher risk area, like if you're closer to Tornado Valley in that Tennessee area, your insurance is going to be higher just because you're at higher risk of getting damage.
Right. Which makes
But
sense, right? It's a
so it's
risk
like,
thing, a risk assessment.
yeah. But it's like everywhere else is like, you go, oh, hey, I had like hail or tornado hit my house. And I got just like damage. I gotta repair my roof. Oh, okay, cool. Your insurance is going up this much a month because you decided to use this thing that you've been paying for years without using.
Yeah. Yep.
And that goes same goes for car insurance. Obviously, if you like for like car insurance, if you are very prone to accidents, you are constantly getting accidents. Okay, I can see your insurance rate is going up, but if you use it once or twice, like you hit like a random wildlife animal because it runs out in the middle of the road, you shouldn't have to pay more for that one single thing just because it
I
was
mean, I
a
get what
fluke.
you're saying. I do. It's it's weird.
Shiesty.
Yeah.
Um, I just think that society as a whole, our society, within the United States, needs to change for the good of people. The fact that a new, like a child coming into young adulthood, starts out with essentially zero credit is a
Hmm.
problem. If their parents don't set up a credit card and establish good credit for them, they literally start with like nothing. No one will give you a loan. No one will help you because your credit score is about as bad as it can possibly be. Why? Why isn't a young adult given a chance?
Like give them like a middle or something.
No,
Like
give them a decent. If
I
they've
wouldn't say
never
like give
done
them like
anything
an
wrong, why are
800.
they punished?
Yeah, but I would say like put like a maybe like a 700, like a low
But
sevens.
But
But just
these
because like
kids make less money, right? Like, presumably, they're in
yeah,
an entry level job or something. They make less money than most people, most adults anyway, right? But then they're given like the shit into the stick.
And
Give them a good loan where they have a chance to pay it back. Don't give them some bullshit
Right.
loan with a credit card with 26% interest rate.
but why is it that we're forcing people to have debt in order to say I can pay my rent?
Well, yeah, in order to like maintain
Like
credit.
I just,
Yeah.
hey, I'm 18, just moved out. I would like to get a decent price on an apartment. Well, you have shit credit because you're 18.
Right,
Yeah.
Oh,
but
so I
that's what
have
I'm
to go into
saying.
debt.
As a new young adult, you should be given all you should be given a fair run at fair opportunity, and if you pay your debt back, good. You will keep a good score. If you get your first loan and then you're like, "Man, that's amazing," and you just shirk it off, your credit's gonna tank, and then it's on you, right?
Yeah.
But at least give everyone
A
the
fighting
start.
chance.
Yeah, give them a good credit score to begin with. If it's
Yeah.
not perfect, okay, that's fine. But like a 720 will get you significantly better interest rate in everything as opposed to a 0 or you have had no credit history,
and
and
like
that's a
I
problem.
got lucky since I was military. Like when I pulled out my first loan for a car. Like the bank I banked with was Navy Federal. It's
Yep.
their max interest rate is 17%, which is still pretty fucking high. But like compared to all these other banks that throw
On a
like you go
on
get
a
a car
car?
loan and well, like most places I've seen for it is like they're like trying to do 34% for a car.
Yeah, I mean, so I worked for
I was
Capital
like, it's so
One, and
it's low compared to a lot of the other choices,
yeah,
but at the same time, like
I mean, Capital One
17% is
it
still
operates similar. Actually, Capital One will almost give a credit card to just about anybody, but they run a risk assessment on it. So, like, if you're a college student, yeah, you can get a Capital One credit card, no problem. The interest rate is going to be
30
insane,
something percent.
Oof,
insane,
son of a bitch.
insane. No one should be at a disadvantage trying to become or achieve what they want to achieve. We should all start with a fair fucking chance. They've got the money to weather one kid not going ha ha ha, not paying their shit back. Like
yeah.
don't give me that excuse. They're already established. They've already got there's like 2 or 3 credit bureaus. They literally corner that. So like what is the real risk for them to change how they approach it now? There isn't.
No, it's greed.
Except it would make people feel like the credit company gave me a fair shot. Like, I just don't get it. Why can't we give people a fair fucking opportunity? If they squander it, it's on them. But this country is all about saying, nah, fight your fucking way up. Like, take the worst possible thing. And if you can deal with it long enough, fight your way through it. Nah, give me a fair shot and I'll prove to you that I
I
can be
deserved it.
successful.
Yeah, it's like, and if we moved to that, I feel like we would be better off as a society. But also, like, you shouldn't. If we moved to something like that, family members cannot pull out like because there are families that will actually pull out loans or pull out a credit card
That
on
should be criminal.
their children, and then completely destroy their
Yep.
credit history because they they already have a bad
No,
credit. They already have a bad credit history as themselves, but now they're ruining their child's
Nah,
ones.
any instance of that occurring, A, I don't think that should be possible. But B, any instance of that occurring, I think like
I think it is
when
allowed
that
right now because they think
oh, it
they're
happens.
the family member's going to try to get them set off with a good credit score, and it's used and abused to be like, oh
Right.
hey, well I can't get approved for this, but I have a child,
Right.
I can use his credit.
Right now, people abuse the system and it is used, but it's normally frowned upon from a societal perspective, right? So people don't do it because and some people choose to, but then their friends are like, "Bro, what is wrong with you? Like, why would you do that?" That's
Yeah,
what I
when
mean
it's
by
found out.
it's upheld by society. We kind of help to regulate that behavior to a degree, but I do think that should be criminal. I don't think a
Yes.
parent should be able to do anything for that child that is not beneficial to that child. You want to set up a trust fund? Fine.
that's
You're not
fine.
allowed to
I was
take
like,
out a loan for a
I was like,
child.
I support it in the fact that if you are actually building a credit for this child, you're not
But
using it to
see,
You
abuse it,
don't
but
have to take a
you are
loan out in their
hold on,
name to do
hold
yeah,
on.
that.
But
or like
the
you just get a
beauty
credit
is
card.
if we change the
Yeah, if you
process,
change the process, then you don't ever have to do that. Then
right?
you
You
would never have to worry.
criminalize that behavior, you change the process, and then no child will ever be in that position, right?
Mhm.
And not only that, when they come out and they're working at McDonald's, they can get a good ass auto loan so that they can afford it. If you get a fucking 17% auto loan, you're never gonna pay it off if
Yeah,
if
you don't
you're
have to buy a
working at, like, an
$1,000
entry level
car.
fast food job.
You don't have to buy $1,000 car every like you like I mean like you don't have to buy like a $5,000 car every 2 years, 2 to 3 years, or have to worry about maintenance out the
Yeah, you
ass
wanna
by
know the
buying a
other
beater car.
then the shittier part about credit? Kevin and I, we both have almost perfect credit. Okay. Within this last year, our credit scores have dropped by almost 100 points just on the credit cards we're not using closing.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Which
and I don't
we
I don't
didn't
understand
close
why.
them, mind you. They
No.
were force closed outside of our control because we didn't
Interesting.
use it.
But I don't understand the fact that if you
That's
don't
the real issue.
use something, it hurts your credit too.
So I can tell
Yeah.
you why.
If I don't use my credit card,
Yep. I
at
can tell
least
you the why.
okay.
Behind why when an account gets closed because of non-use, it impacts your credit score. The reason is you have less available. You have like a credit portfolio, and the more credit that is offered to you that you don't necessarily take full advantage of, the better you look,
Yep.
right?
Interesting.
So I've
Because
got.
it means more people put trust in you
Hmm.
and you didn't abuse the trust and you paid your shit on time and you keep
Mhm.
up with it. It's not fully maxed, etc. So your available credit weighs heavily on your credit score.
Yep.
I think it should be criminal for businesses to close credit accounts due to inactivity. It should be a criminal act because it affects your credit score.
Yep.
Mhm.
Just because I didn't use my Lowe's credit card with however $1,000, 5, 10, whatever the limit was, just because I didn't use it for 3 years doesn't mean I'm not going to do a home improvement thing on my house this year and I'm going to need it. But if they closed it on me after 2 years of inactivity, then I have to reopen it. So I take two credit hits
Which is
because of
dumb.
them, not because of
Mhm.
me, not because of my decisions,
Hmm.
but because of a third party that is just can.
Yep.
That should be criminal.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
just got the mail the other day that both of our Target red cards were closed, and I was like, "You fucks!"
Right.
I
It's
swear I
it's a
used that for coffee recently.
no, it's a racket. They just want to take your credit from you always. You want to retire into old age? Well, guess what? If all your credit cards close, you're going to have
Right.
taken hit after hit after hit on your credit. Your credit
You're
score is going to tank. So, what most retirees tend to do is they keep a credit card, they put little things on it, and they pay it off at the end of the month before they accrue interest.
mhm.
Mhm.
That's the only way to actually maintain your credit score. That's a
See,
Yeah.
that's what I
problem.
use my credit card for. It's like, well, my credit card is I have it designated. It's just my gas card. That's
Yeah, that's
all
a
it is.
smart way to that's what I was about to say. A
I
smart way
only
to do
do
it is to have
gas,
Yeah.
gas only, and then you
That's why I
pay
and
said
it.
little
if
things like gas
if I
reoccurring.
want something, if I want like something for my PC,
Mhm.
anything, if I want just some gadget around the house, that's just gonna come out of my actual bank account
Right.
Yep.
because like I don't want to have to pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars back at the end of the month, but also like I don't really go over that
Well, so there's a
30 or so
window,
percent. I was like I also don't go over that 30 or so percent.
but there's a
So,
window, right, that you can pay it back and not pay
right, and not
any
pay interest,
Yeah,
but still
Yeah.
get the positive.
um it's a small window,
Yes.
but the reality is if you've paid all your debt and you've maintained a good credit history, meaning you've paid your bills on time and all that shit, and all your debt is successfully paid back, why in the hell can't you just ride a perfect credit score? What is wrong with
Hmm.
giving credit where credit's due?
No, it's I know
Literally
exactly
and
why. It's
figuratively.
because our government wants us in their control, and having the everyone indebted is in their control.
If you don't owe
wait,
nobody, are
if
you really
you
being held down?
so do you take a hit on your credit if you pay off a loan after so long? Like if I'm about to be like in February, I'm about to be paid
So,
off on my one of my cars.
um,
Does that
Yes.
it can,
does
yes,
that
it
hurt?
can negatively, it will both positively, I think, and negatively impact your credit score. Like you get a positive thing But once the loan goes away, I think
Then
it
it's
counts
negative,
negatively
right?
against you. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. It doesn't
It
make
just
any
doesn't make
sense.
sense.
That
Yeah.
does not make sense at all.
No, it should be, I was good, I paid all my shit off, everything's fucking paid for, I never need to look at a credit card again, I'm just gonna pay cash, and I can keep a perfect credit score in case I need it. That's
No,
how it
my
should be.
Yeah, I shouldn't have to constantly stay in debt just to make sure my credit stays good.
Facts.
Correct.
Dude, the only reason
And in
I
the same right
use
oh, go
any
ahead.
of our cards are 5% off and then I go pay it off. Best Buy,
mm,
Target, and Lowe's are the main ones that we will use here and there and immediately. Like that's one I don't even care if it ticks our credit that we're using credit. That I'm not getting charged interest, motherfucker. I want 5% off and you ain't charging me extra for it. Done.
That's why a lot of people like, different credit cards have cash back and all those little perks, right?
mhm.
And you can manipulate them to a degree to help shave off pennies here and there.
That's like our Amazon one. That one we
Yeah.
use because we earn cash back. But again, every month before the bill is even due, our Amazon card's paid off.
Why is a newborn baby in debt?
Facts.
Yeah.
0 credit and essentially in debt. That's not okay. That's
Which
the
is
one simple thing is wrong. What were you saying?
I can never explain it. I think honestly, I think the credit system is kind of fucked anyway. It's always been fucked.
Yeah.
Facts. Guessing this.
Um,
Well, I'm just saying, who do you want to give an actual shot to? Like, I'd want to give a shot to the kids, to the next
yeah,
generation,
to the
to the
next
people
generation.
coming up.
The current credit thing we have right now, I
Doesn't
guess this newborn baby that just came out of the womb forgot to pay its loan to come out of the womb.
That's what it is.
We are
forgot.
You
Yeah.
youth
forgot
of
to
the
pay your
nation.
Yeah,
spawn fee.
But like leave it to the smartest quote unquote, I guess. Like it's debatable. Species of animal on this planet, right? I don't and we're probably not actually the smartest. We just think we are. But
hmm
leave it to us to build these massive beautiful structures, have all of these things, and then just be absolutely horrible to everyone. Like, farmers make enough food to actually be able to feed the world population. No one needs to starve.
No.
If we gave two shits about anyone, no one would be homeless unless they wanted to go fucking camping. But
It's just,
everyone would have a roof over their head.
and if like even everybody in the US like gave just $1
Yeah.
a day. Just $1 a day. That's $30 to
Oh my god,
$31
what's those
a month.
commercials? The dog commercials.
Oh my
Oh no,
god.
not the dogs is staring
What's
at me.
the
In the
actress?
eyes of an
I'm an
An
angel.
No,
angel.
the actress. What's her name or singer?
I'm
I
pretty sure
can't.
that's Celine Dion.
Celine Dion. Yeah,
Is
but
that
like
really?
we just need her to sing about everyone needing a house to donate a dollar.
If
But
like
I'm being
everybody in the
real.
world gave up $1, like everything, like
For
not
sure, bro.
everything,
I
but
don't know.
majority everybody, like there wouldn't be homeless.
I mean, for real, if we just give up a little bit of our time to help our neighbors more often instead
hmm
of being so solitary. Like it used to be more like that. Hey, the neighbor's fixing their straw roof and they need extra hands. So the blacksmith's son was going to go help that day. Like
Probably like, oh
that's
hey, I'm
how the
not doing
world
anything.
used
Hey, I see
to
you guys
be.
are doing your roof over here. Need help?
I
I
So
mean,
got
like
now
bread.
at the
now
end of the
try and
day,
stop on the road to help somebody with their tire and watch their reaction. They're
You're
going to
Right.
be
likely to go to jail.
apprehensive.
they're like,
Well, they're gonna be apprehensive and defensive because we're all scared of each other.
I mean, yeah. There's so many sickos out there, which has made it to
But
that
in
point.
reality, in the grand scheme, there's not really that much more percentage-wise than did exist already. It's just that our population has grown.
Right. No,
So
facts.
now there are more of them, yes.
And
Because
people are
there's
more
more of us in
bold.
total.
to do those criminal acts in public than they were before back in the day.
There's a
I'm
lot of
just
people
saying,
committing crimes because they're just like it's going unpunished because it's hard to punish all these people. So it's like they see someone gets away with it, so then everybody just like, oh well, they got away with it, so let me go do it.
well, back in the day when one little kid thought it was funny and released somebody's rooster, and then they got taken home by the ear, if not got their ass whooped by the neighbor and then taken home by their ear, there was
Hmm.
just more accountability. So those things were course corrected at the
Hmm.
right time. They didn't grow up thinking shit's funny and shit's funny because their parents can't ever actually be there to parent them because they're working full time, 2, 3 full time jobs trying to make ends meet. Like, just the whole fucking equation isn't working. We
It
need to
not no
refine
more.
the equation and bring back the humanity of it, or this world is just going to spiral into an apocalypse.
Yeah,
Because
100%.
eventually, more healthcare CEOs will become targets. Eventually, more credit card CEOs will become targets. These high profile people that have their name on everything are going to be
Yeah,
held accountable for the actions of their corporation or their company.
Companies have already started removing pictures of their CEOs and top profile people because
They
of
think
this.
that will
Hmm.
help.
Oh
yeah, and
no, it's
When
nothing.
that same
it's
CEO is
also
on
a thing,
LinkedIn and you just type their name in, like,
Yep.
come on.
but it's also like
Well, we don't
it's
need
media.
anonymity.
The
We need
media
accountability.
like
Go ahead.
keep posting all this stuff like this this they posted like media and everything, all news hitting up like saying, oh hey, like this CEO died. They made it mainstream. Now it's going to happen more. It just like how all the school shootings started to actually like really pop off, is there really weren't any, but the
A
second
lot.
they started hitting mainstream media and getting posted every single time, it just started, they more people started to do it.
Well, yeah. Go ahead, Itsu. Sorry.
Speaking of school shootings, yeah, when my grandma was like, Columbine happened. Yeah, that sucked, but you didn't see anyone else going out shooting up schools after Columbine. It wasn't, she was like, it wasn't until they made a documentary about Columbine that more of those school shootings started to happen. And she was like, I wish these health insurance CEOs would realize that they're playing with people's livelihoods. No wonder the United Healthcare got assassinated. You're ain't no telling what that person was feeling or why they ended up doing it, but her main thing is just you can only be oblivious to your own bullshit for so long. And she
Yeah.
just thinks it's time for the health. She agrees with this with the United Healthcare CEO getting killed because they won't really understand the issue until something happens to them.
Yeah, they
I
need to
mean,
take accountability for the stuff that they are actually messing with people's lives
yeah.
Hmm.
Well, I
by
think the vast majority
denying
of the internet agrees. Like, they not agrees, but they understand and they actually feel for the person that assassinated him more so than him.
Hmm.
Um, but I think that should be eye opening for our society
it.
because it means things are at a point where people are starting to crack.
Yeah,
Oh
like if
yeah.
you have to get to the point where killing someone because they have wronged you and your family for so much, like it's starting to fall apart. Like you gotta real
Killing,
at some point you gotta step back and realize that okay, why did this dude just murder or like assassinate our
yeah,
CEO? And then they gotta realize, like they gotta look inwards. They're just gonna probably ignore it, keep doing their same old ways until it happens again and again. And then
yeah.
they're gonna have to look inward and figure out why are these people being so mad? Like why are these people being
Well,
brought
now
to
they're
this point
trying
that
to
doing this?
protect them and hide them
Yeah.
instead of trying to address the underlying issue, which
Yeah,
They're
is
instead of
they
just
don't
getting
wanna
on
address the
board,
underlying
I
issue. It'll
know
cost
because
them
it
too
gets them
much
money.
money.
Right.
Hell, it'll
No, I
cost
get
them
it.
too much money.
I get it. But when they realize they can't hide, because you can't hide in today's world. It doesn't
not with
matter
all
if
this
your
technology
picture's
now.
online.
They can't.
The
Your
picture,
name has
you
to
might
be
hide
in
it.
some formal documentation.
Yeah.
And as the CEO, you're the spokesperson for that company. So now they're just going to assign people CEO and make them sit in a bulletproof room all day? That's not what a CEO's job is,
N-
right?
That and also that person's got to go home. They got to go out
It's not
at
like
any time.
service with them
Yeah,
24. And
right.
even
They
with
don't have.
service, like stuff
But
still can happen.
the funny thing is, they can't fix it by hiding or by protecting
No.
because
No.
these when you get to that point, this person killed somebody in front of a was it an office building or a hotel? I can't remember. But there's
The dude had a
literally a
pistol with
camera
a
right
silencer.
there.
He had a suppressor on his pistol. Like this dude had
No,
He
I
knew
know
what he
that.
was doing.
But what I'm saying is he gave so little fucks about being in the sight of public. He
yeah.
sat there and waited and waited. And then on essentially on CCTV, and he knew there were cameras there, I guarantee it.
Oh yeah, he knew.
He didn't
Why you think he wore
care.
a ski mask?
Right. But in today's world, we still can't catch somebody with those simple things. He's still at large.
Yeah, New York got a $10,000 reward out for him, and he's. But the funny thing is, he's probably not really all that dangerous. Like
Well,
he just
not to anyone else. No.
not to anyone else,
No,
just
he's just a
to
hurt
Not out there.
person.
yeah.
He's hurt.
So I
Probably
don't think he'll
someone in
ever get
his
caught.
no, because the general public doesn't want him to. A lot of people
Mhm.
have felt the ramifications of the healthcare system
So
and
no
they
one
want
wants
it
to
to
speak up.
change. And guess
Anybody
what?
who has been
Why did
hurt
Batman
really
get
hurt
away with
person.
shit so many times? Why did when he finally get caught by the police, he started working with them? Like it's what I'm saying is vigilante justice can be morally correct. It's an extreme, but it can be. And I think the idea that this individual had I it's going to fundamentally change things, and I hope it's for the better and not
Mhm.
just locking down airport security more essentially, right?
Yeah.
Like, just adding security guards, hiding people's faces. That's not gonna help you guys.
It
Like,
really won't.
Stop being crooks.
stop being
Corrupted.
inhumane. We can't even kill a pet in an inhumane fashion. Well, I guess maybe you can. I don't actually know the law there. But normally, you have your animal put down if something tragic happens or they're at a stage in their life where
Mhm.
it's just not a good quality of life and they're in constant pain, right? Um, I don't know where I was going with that, but I was going somewhere. The thought escaped me.
Weed is good.
Weed
Yeah,
is
till you're
amazing.
mid-thought and forget the hell you're thinking.
Mhm. But yeah, no. Vigilante, bro, is never gonna get caught.
Well,
Like
here's
he
the thing,
can
even
walk
if he
into a
does, he's gonna
subway.
go to jail and get high-fived.
Yeah. Yeah. He could walk into a subway and cops would be like, "Oh, it's him," and they just let him go because him going to prison is not gonna really stop anyone. Like, cool, they made an example out of him, but there's still probably 14 other hurt people that feel like they need to take justice into their own hands.
Anyone who's watched the movie V for Vendetta, it's that all over again, right? Anyone can throw a ski mask on and take out somebody of power because those people have to live amongst us. They need to treat us like people, and people will reciprocate that feeling back. It's not always about the profit. There is a point at which you make plenty and you don't have to profit off of misery. This
Mhm.
person could have been an exception in their policy, and none of these things would have happened, and their loved ones may have survived, may have got the treatment they needed, what have you. I'm just saying, look at the movie Saw,
Oof.
right? It's based off of this very same thing.
Yeah. A lot more effort went into
Yeah, a lot more went
a
into it.
lot more effort went into John's plan, but yes.
I'm sure if this guy had it his way, he would have tortured.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, call your health insurance for that. I feel like that's what he said to him as he did it. It's like, yeah, how's your health
Low-key.
insurance gonna take care of this?
Yeah, just like as he shot him from behind. Will your insurance cover this? Just slow.
I mean, if things won't change purely because of money, then people will fight back.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Look
I
at the
mean, look at
Revolutionary
South
War.
Korea.
Yeah.
They
And
was
I
just
mean, in older contexts, that was our beef with the British. They wanted more money. We said, stop. We're people. Fuck off. And then
hmm
we went to war with them. It's his
it,
tale as
it
old as
just
time, bro. Like
yeah.
you,
Count your days, government.
Count your gays.
I mean, you can only get so much
Right.
blood out of an orange, right? Like that's the old saying, the age-old saying.
hmm
You can only squeeze so much blood out of an orange. When you squeeze people to a certain point, they just snap and they're like, "Fuck it, I don't care anymore."
Yeah.
That was
Nuke.
a good talk.
Nuke,
I
you've been
liked that
kind of quiet.
conversation.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You've been kind of quiet.
Who?
You,
You,
bruh.
When?
Where
bro.
I will catch
I
on
don't think
forever
I don't
now,
think
Nuke.
Nuke is braining right now.
I'm sorry.
He's
I've had so much shit going on. My daughter woke up. My wife called me and was telling me some crazy shit. So
Nuke's
So
AI.
what's your opinion on the
Nuke.
United Healthcare CEO thing
you
and the
want me to
state
be
of our
honest?
society? Yeah.
I don't know shit about it.
So
Other than he
supposedly,
got killed.
yeah, supposedly he got killed, and there were very clear indicators that it's most likely related to like a policy being denied or something along
Okay.
those lines.
Well,
Um, go
So,
ahead.
what are your thoughts?
treat people better.
Facts?
I
Sounds like
mean,
you're in alignment with us.
honestly, treat people better. You don't want bad shit to happen to you. Don't do bad shit to people. Like, that's all there
Karma.
is to it.
What you
Yep.
give into this world, it will come
Don't
back
forsake
tenfold.
people for
hmm
green money.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
I try to say that to my kids all the time.
Yeah. No
The
doubt.
energy you put into the world will come back to you. If you want positive energy, then be positive.
That's right. Absolutely. 100%.
Didn't France's government collapse the other day?
Was
Wouldn't
that
doubt
France
it.
or Syria?
France. France, I believe theirs also toppled.
Really?
Well, so
Yeah.
Syria went down only because, at least the article I read today, the reason was basically due to Russia's forces being overworked with the shit going on in Ukraine. There's less of them in Syria, and that's basically I think who Syria has been using as their protectors. Because
Mm.
the article I read said that the soldiers left basically stepped aside and let them in, let them walk by. I don't know the exact terminology.
Yeah. Yeah, now France's government toppled. I mean, it's
I,
Syria and France aren't going to be the last.
That
no.
brings up something real interesting. Just while the thoughts in my head, want to bounce it off you guys and see what you think.
No,
No.
No.
No?
Nice.
Why
no.
no?
I'll just
God
go ahead
damn
and
it.
give you the answer. No.
God damn it.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, so what Amanda was saying a moment ago, like the guards stepping out of the way, right? Essentially, and saying like we're not going to fight against you. Um, what do you think would happen if this country went through another revolution? Do you think a vast majority of the military would say I'm not fighting my friends and family and loved ones?
Yeah,
I do.
it wouldn't be good either
Mhm.
way. Um, a
Of
a,
course it wouldn't.
I
a
need to just
vast
say Viva la
majority.
Revolution. Okay,
Mhm,
got that out.
nice. Yeah, no, a vast majority of that our military would be like, yeah, no, fuck all that.
No, I
I'm
think it
not.
would be kind of a split. I think some people just don't give a fuck. There'd be the percentage of people, but I think the majority of people would be against it.
Yeah. I think you'd have, yeah, two sides of thought probably, and I do think the vast majority would just say like, no, I'm not fighting, I'm not killing American.
Although hearing some people talk about North this, South that on the East Coast, like
There's some
That's
people that really believe in that shit, though.
that's what I'm saying. There are a percentage of people that I do believe would be like that are just it's ingrained in them that Southern people are better than anyone else in the world, or Northern people are better than anyone else in our
No.
country. Like,
That's human pride.
yeah,
facts.
That's why everyone's better than everyone.
But I do feel
Like
like in
every
the
time they
big
celebrate, we are the
picture,
greatest.
in the big picture, we are Americans. And I feel like, yeah, there would be
America.
more of a majority that would be against it.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
I wish more Americans could actually just say we're all Americans. Like,
I mean,
and I
and be
wish more of us
proud
Easy.
were
of it. And be
patriotic.
proud of it.
Right. I wish more of us were patriotic.
You
And it's
know,
not like
I've
proud of everything that's happened in history because I'm sorry, people are proud to be German, but that doesn't mean they're proud of what happened in Germany.
No,
right,
they're ashamed of it.
Mhm.
right.
So, you know,
Right. You can be proud to be an American without being proud of the
everything that's
history of America. And but I think
Proud to be
in
an
general,
American.
American.
if you look
Where
at the
at least
world,
I know
everyone
I'm
has
free.
those
forget.
like those times that they look back on and they're like, man, why were we like those like the Nazis, right? Like
Mhm.
in Germany, Germany disassociates with it. They're ashamed of it. They make
They
it
try to.
known.
They're like,
They
nah,
will
that
throw
didn't
you in
happen
jail for
here.
raising your hand in a salute.
Mhm.
Like it's serious. Um,
And I won't
but
forget
they're
the
trying to
man who
move
died,
on,
who gave
right?
that right
And
to
I
me.
wish more people would just understand that shitty stuff happens and we should be proud of who we are today, right? Um,
Unless you're a racist.
Well, yeah.
I
Whoa.
think that comes from not feeling proud. Like, I do. I think that stems from having a lot of insecurities.
Because I'm going to
Yeah,
say one of
I
the
can
things
see
I think
that.
I'm most proud of being an American is the diversity that we have. I think it is a
Yeah,
beautiful thing in our country that there are so many different
People.
people, things, food.
Yeah.
Hello.
Well,
Yeah.
because
Thank
there's so many
you.
different people, there's
mhm,
so much different food and
mhm.
different artwork and everything. Like, you can
Yes.
get a little taste of what it feels like to be in different parts of the country, or not country, the world. Like, just by going to the right place downtown.
Yeah.
And some of it may be Americanized, but sometimes it's truly authentic. I mean, there's people that migrated and started a place here.
And thank you for that because if all we had was British food, ugh,
Ugh,
Yeah.
ugh.
let's be real.
Or fast
Beans
food,
on
Fish
any
and
toast
food.
chips,
with
mate.
that.
Oof.
If all we had was one type of food, man, it would get old so fast.
I don't know. I
Beans
might
on
be able to eat
rye.
Indian food every day.
Or
But
like
if it
who
was the
was it?
same curry every day, you would eventually be like, ugh.
Please.
Like, I know you enjoy it. I
I know.
enjoy Indian food, but if it was the same spices every day, the same flavor every day, it would suck.
Yeah.
Just like it would suck if we all looked exactly like one another. It would suck.
I would get tired of picking the spices out of my biryani every day.
Mhm.
Well, that's where we're going to call it for today, everyone. See you every Friday. Just remember, it's more than cannabis and coffee, it's a mindset. Whether you see us or hear us, you're part of the crew, and we want to hear from you. So make sure to reach out via Facebook, X, or Instagram, which you can find at cannabiscoffeecrew.com. Bye.
You got some